Alright, so we just had a 18th birthday for my son. The bikes are all squished up over the back there, so I'm just going to start them all. This one's dead. That's on the charge at the moment, but it's, I don't know, it's got a lithium battery in it. Didn't like sitting there for a while, so it's got nothing. So I might let that one go for a little bit, and we'll start these two suckers up. Yeah, so all these bikes haven't been started for quite a while. I think the Aprilia and the RGV were both on, I had to put them on reserve because usually they'd kick pretty much, you know, straight away. So yeah, fluffing around with them. The TLR, she's dead. I don't know, I think that's got an electrical issue now because that would idle and then it would cut out, but then it would restart again. So maybe a relay or something. I don't know. I've got to look into it further. There's a story behind this RGV. This is a mate's bike. It's been here, we've been just tinkering with it. We got this from southwestern New South Wales. It was like parked under a tree. No rego papers, no key. What else? Yeah, it was advertised as running. Mate, it wasn't running. So we got it fairly cheap. Took some negotiation, but the guy let it go. That front fairing on there is just temporary. That was all cracked and whatnot, but yeah, I'll do a video on that soon. Oh shit. Idling a bit high, this. Might have to choke. Choke might be on. Might be stuck inside. Holy shit. fuck, there's a fire. Oh shit. This one's still dead, so that hasn't really progressed. So I think that might need to stay on for, yeah, well, a couple of hours for that one. This one's still idling high. It's going to need an adjustment. Fuck. Oh, see, that doesn't like not having the choke on this guy. Oh, go the thongs. Oh. Oh, at least I know the fire alarm works. She hasn't been started for a while, this one. Oh, that'll do for you. Let's see if these idles come down. Oh, it's coming down slowly. Not exactly sure what that should be on. 1,000 for these things. Alright, I think we'll come back to this one. Clear, but holy shit, there's so much smoke. I just got blown up by my missus. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's coming. The next day with the TL, pulled the side cover off here. All the fuses are fine. The relay, if that is a relay, I'm not sure what that is. Probably says that on it, I'm just too lazy. Then I had a look down here and didn't realise there isn't an actual fuse. Let's have a look here. There's a fuse up there, it's that green fuse. I wiggled it and then I got ignition, but this fuse here, it's a little old, I suppose, a little daggy. It's not blown or anything, but like I said, I've just moved around, maybe a bit of corrosion on there. I've just replaced it. The other thing is this cable here. This cable is a little, the cable there's a little loose in there, I think. That might all just need replacing. But she now has ignition. She starts. That was an easy fix. Like I said, this one hasn't been started for quite a while. For a couple of months, I've let it sat. Yeah, I haven't ridden this one either. yeah, I bought this just after COVID. I think the guy couldn't sell it. Paid $5,000 for it. It had a different rear tail on it. It actually matched that, but it was an aftermarket one. So I actually found that on Gumtree. It's okay, you know, it's the right colour. I'll eventually have to get this painted, but I have had to make up my own bracket and a little holder that comes out the back for that, but it's all broken off. As you can see, it's come off somewhere and slid down the road. So I'll get the key. I'll show you that. All right. So I have. So I've had to make up a bracket. All right, just an alley bracket. Now I sort of got the measurements off the seat. All right, so I took measurements off the seat. I've bolted this down here. We bought this from the hardware, little lock. That lock goes into there. I did have to ream them out a little bit. That is a little wider, but that's the only thing I could find. That is a wine cork, believe it or not. Again, temporary. A couple of stoppers to stop it on here. This is some araldite holding this guy in, and that's the one that slips under there, that holds it in there. Because, you know, you can't find these anymore. They don't make them. No one wants to sell you one. So that's mine. Have a look. If you want to copy it, go for it. It was a little hard just getting this angle. I could measure that if someone needs it. But yeah, just this stuff. Copy your seat. Also, this bike, the dash wasn't working, so we didn't know how many Ks was on it. So what I did, I found a replacement down in South Australia, and he didn't know what Ks were on it, but this has now got 26,000 on it. So maybe the RTA can fill me in on what it would have been last registered with. But like I've had the bike for a few years now, so I mean that's what it's got now. All right, we'll go over the other bike. So this RGV250, this is a 91. This is my mate's bike. We went and picked this up from out western New South Wales in the bush. This was nearly parked under a tree. Spider webs, leaves, had a dead frog in there. We got there and the guy said, no, the key's like in there, you know, in there. So I start pulling stuff apart to find the key. And then he goes, oh no, the key might be at my mum's house. So anyway, the key wasn't there, he was just full of shit. And mate, the brakes were seized, the calipers were seized, leaking, the forks were leaking, the front brake wouldn't even, you know, depress. The clutch was jammed. Oh, it was no key, no rego papers. The original screen was all cracked, so he just picked this up temporarily for rego. He found a blue screen, grabbed that. This is actually a fiberglass one, so the lights wouldn't even screw in there. I had to drill some holes and dummy fit that in. Blinkers, lights all work. All the connections had corrosion on it, so that was all right. We sort of got around that. This needle, the speedo needle, was busted, so he ended up finding a second-hand clock, which is nearly the same Ks. I think it had 17,000 on it originally. He pulled the barrel out, got a new key done, so he's only got one key at the moment. What else? He's got to get a bunch of bolts to screw all this together properly. Handlebars are a little bent when you ride it. It feels a bit uncoordinated. He's putting new discs on. We've redone all the brakes. He painted the rims. Still got the original tyres on it. They are a little slick. But other than that, mate, he only paid a few grand for this, so they wanted a lot more. But we just basically said, no way. Mate, not with a key and no rego papers, you know. So, yeah, it's just here for a little bit. I've just been playing around with it. We had to do a few things for the carbies, sorry. But it idles. I've got a few videos of us riding up and down the street with no fairings on it. I don't even think it had a headlight, but I'll throw them in now. But she's running. Got fuel. Ignition. She's going. She goes and she stops. Oh. Did it do it? Give it a rev.
Very well, everybody. Love it. One might be opening. I don't think both are opening. It gets to a certain point where it hesitates.
Now, man. Maybe I'll fucking headlights, mate. Mate, it's rideable. What do you reckon, boys? Think it's rideable? Yeah, mate, we got the thumbs up. Yeah, so this bike's a bit of a laugh when we talk about the day we went to get it. Fucking hilarious. All right, next one. All right, so this last one, this is my RS125. This is a 01 model bike. This thing's immaculate. It's only got 5,500 on the clock. I've done a video of this. This was a mate's bike, and I rode this bike in 2003-ish, I think it was. I had full leathers on. I took it down through the national park. I was racing, 1,000, 1,200cc Suzukis, or 1,100, sorry, Suzukis. This thing would just go into the corners so fast. You'd gap them, 20, 30 meters, and then they'd just romp straight back up on you. That was a fun day. But yeah, so he's had this since new. He imported it new because that was the only way you can get these back in the early 2000s. They didn't come through dealers apparently. So him and a mate, I think they got one each, and he still had it. Well, last year I did a kitchen for him, and he said, "Mate, I can't start it." He goes, "Do you want it?" And I said, "Well, what do you mean, do you want it?" Anyway, he didn't talk price. Anyway, I managed to get it for about $2.5 grand. Carbies were seized. The fuel was terrible. Battery was dead. So, you know, I didn't have to do much to get it going. I think I changed the chain, changed all the fluids. But look, I'm 90 kilos. It was really hard to get this thing off the line. So what I did, I went down 2 teeth in the front, the front sprocket, and it's a lot better. And on the freeway, you know, 80, 90 Ks, it's fine. I don't think I've done 100, or I've probably done 100. Not in the right zone, but yeah, this is a pretty cool bike. This bike, a lot of people will stop and look at this. You know, they're all offering me money for it, but I don't like selling things, so I just enjoy riding them. So we'll just leave it there. Well, that bike there, that's just an 85. That's my son's. I think that's a 2012 85. He's outgrown that now, so probably going to sell that one. Not a bad bike for a kid to learn on. That's a big wheel. So anyway, we'll leave this here for now, and we'll see you on the next one. See you.